Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday the 15th of November and Thursday the 16th of November 2023. In today's Millwall news, for some reason, I'm sure this is way earlier than it's been done before. Maybe not. I think, what is it, 5 weeks? Tickets for the Christmas games the home games are on sale now. So I don't know if anyone wants to buy one of these for a Christmas present or something like that. This is Millwall versus Queen's Park Rangers. It's a London derby at the Den this Boxing Day as the Lions welcome Queen's Park Rangers. Kick off at 1 p.m. and tickets are now on general sale. Ticket prices will increase by £3 on match days. I don't think there's going to be any left by match day. Do you think there's going to be a sellout? It is Boxing Day, so I guess people will have rock hard plans that they can't get out of on Boxing Day. But I imagine this is going to be well attended. So maybe not quite a sellout, but it's going to be up there, no? Especially if Joe Edwards is still working his magic and we haven't we've won a few games between now and then. We've got 5 weeks to go. So yeah, this is on sale. And not only that, but the other one. The one, 3 days later? Yeah, so Millwall will conclude the year. So this is the last game of the year. The last game of 2023. What a year. What a year it's been. Millwall versus Norwich City. And this will be a test, I guess, about Joe Edwards and what he's doing and what he's done and what he's changed. Because when we played them up at Carrow Road, that wasn't too good to see, was it? Although, if George Long is in goal for that game, I fancy our chances, don't you? So Millwall will conclude the year at the Den against Norwich City on Friday the 29th of December. Kick-off at 7:45 p.m. and tickets are now on general sale. Again, so both of the games over Christmas on general sale now. Maybe like I said, a Christmas present for someone, a day out, trip, whatever, kids, whatever you got. Bundle it up with a tour. Who knows? Now we have 3 stories about Joe Edwards. He's been talking to the local press, and we've got that. A match report from the England U19 game. I think it was yesterday. And that's about it. 2 days worth of news, not a lot to talk about. So let's start with the somethingnews.co.uk. Millwall boss Joe Edwards explains his plans for Brook Norton-Cuffy going forward after Arsenal loanee hits first goal for the club. He's played at wing-back, right midfield and full-back all within the last few games, and the new Millwall head coach was keen to talk to the 19-year-old about his future. Joe Edwards envisions Brook Norton-Cuffy spending most of his time at right back at Millwall under his management, but has praised the 19-year-old's adaptability. The Arsenal loanee has now played at wing back, right midfield and right back since arriving at Den in August and has shown moments of quality in each position. The crowning moment of his loan spell so far came in the fantastic goal he scored against Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday. His first for the club and just the second goal of his senior career. Edwards said he spoke to the defender about what the future may hold for him in the days before the trip to Hillsborough. The Lions head coach told News at Den, "I think what he's done in moving around at Millwall and previously is important for him. It's the modern day player, particularly players of Brook's type that are defenders by nature, but defenders with good attacking qualities that play on the side of the pitch. If you look at that, so many of the top players nowadays, they have to be adaptable or they have to be versatile. There's so many teams that jump between a back 4 and a back 5, which means if you're a fullback by nature, you have to be ready to play in a back 4 and ready to be a wing back. So I think it's good that he's done it. I did want to have a chat early with him, to be honest. I spoke to him in a week before the game and said, it's great that you're doing that. Where do you see yourself long term and what do you prefer? And he did speak about the fact that going forward, he probably sees himself as a right back further on in his career, and in general he's probably at his most comfortable when he's in a right back position coming onto the game. And we saw that he arrived at a real high speed late in the goal he created for Sav, and that was coming from a right back position. He was getting tested, particularly in the first 20 minutes. They were playing a lot of balls out to their left wing back, and Brook had that dilemma of does he go or does he stay. So it was tough for him initially. But then as he grew in confidence, it culminated in that fantastic individual goal where we played him on Saturday is his best and most comfortable position. It's partly down to the fact that I had a conversation with him and he told me, but going forward, will he move and will he do different roles in the future? For sure he will, because I think that's just a modern day player. Yeah, I think as he gets older and as he probably loses a bit of that pace, being a out and out right back makes a lot more sense, to be honest. So moving on to also from the southwarknews.co.uk, Millwall boss Joe Edwards discusses his targets for the season and explains why he's thinking about more than just league positions. The Lions head coach has been in post for just 11 days but is looking towards the future. Joe Edwards has invited Mill fans to dream about climbing up the table, but insists he's thinking about the long term. Saturday's stunning 4-0 win at Sheffield Wednesday has breathed new life into Mill's season, which had been flagging in recent weeks. It was Edwards' first game in charge after he replaced Gary Rowett earlier this month, and the result has potentially signalled a turnaround in form for the Lions and another run at the playoff positions. Having come so close to reaching the top 6 last season, Mill will now sit in 15th position, but just 6 points off 6th place Sunderland. While Edwards is keen to make as big an While Edwards is keen to make as big an impact as possible at the Den, he says his job is about more than just league positions. He told the News at Den, "From the minute I started speaking to the owner and the board, it wasn't so much about targets in terms of league position." What the fuck? Alright, let's try that again. It wasn't so much about targets in terms of league positions. It was where we wanted to head in terms of making this change and the fact that we're heading in a different direction in terms of the style and the look of the team. That as we progress, it might have an impact on the future, on the players that we're using, or the type of players we look to add to the squad in the future. Of course, this is a club and a team that have been pretty stable in recent years in terms of form and league position and finishing the top half. So I'll never play anything down too much if we want to dream and focus on finishing as high as we can in the league, of course. Certainly from my point of view, in these early weeks and months, if I'm honest, I won't really be acknowledging the league table too much. It's very much about the process of building on all the good stuff that we saw on Saturday in terms of performance, because there was a decent amount of it there, but I want to see it more consistently. But then in terms of results, we've got a few things to address and aim for, and now we've made a start in putting one win on the board. Any team that gets to a place where they're putting back-to-back wins in the championship together is in a good place. So that's our immediate aim. The margin of victory represented Mill's biggest win since August 2017 when they beat Norwich City 4-0, while it was the Lions' biggest league win away from home since December 2015 when they hammered Southend United by the same scoreline. Edwards said he's not worried about expectations becoming inflated by the scale of the win. He said, "I'm not sure how much of a problem it will be. It was a great after a difficult period for everyone to have that real enjoyment, and not just to get 3 points, but just to get that real enjoyment in, seeing goals, different goal scorers, being able to relax in the final stages of a football match and just enjoying seeing the team play. But there are several things we have to acknowledge. We're dealing with an opponent that gave us a really difficult opening to the game, but then they're in a difficult moment themselves, and for anyone who was in the stadium, that was clear. We'll be coming up against teams soon that are a real strong form themselves. I'm experienced enough to know that the players know that, and I'm sure the fans understand that as well. It was great for us to all have an exciting start when it was day one of a new chapter for us all. But the championship won't be like that all of the time, and I think everyone will understand that." Speaking on Monday, Edwards said that already from the few training sessions he had with the players before the Sheffield Wednesday match, he felt a strong connection with them. He said, "I've done 3 sessions and 1 game with them, but I already feel like I've got quite a strong connection with the group and the team already. It's been a big change, but getting that first game underway was big, and to start with a positive performance and result like that, hopefully that fills us up with more excitement and promise of how we can build on it." So there you go. And moving on to this from the South London Press's online website, londonnewsonline.co.uk. I think this might be part of what we've already just read. No. Uh, 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 uh. This is actually. This was from the other day. Okay. It sounds like, I don't know if he's just repeating himself. It sounds like his post-match comments, but we'll read it anyway because it's dated today, 16th of November. It sounds like his post-match comments from Saturday, but like I said, maybe he's just repeating himself. Millwall head coach Joe Edwards not looking to dampen expectation after incredible first match in charge. Joe Edwards has described his first taste of managing Millwall as incredible. The Lions beat Sheffield Wednesday 4-0 at Hillsborough in the 37-year-old's first match in charge as head coach. Edwards, who's been England under-20 head coach before taking the championship opportunity at the Den, had 3 training sessions with his squad before facing the Owls. It was incredible, Edwards told the South London Press when asked how it felt to win so big. If I'm honest, I wouldn't have dared dream about that. You don't at any level you work at, particularly not the Championship. I'd say the Premier League is probably the best league in the world, and the Championship is the hardest league in the world. Whether it's your first game as a manager or your 100th, I don't think you could ever sit there and think, you know what, I think we're going to go away and win 4-0. Although I wouldn't have imagined the result and how comfortable it felt in the latter stages, I know a lot of the different elements in the performance that got us there didn't overly surprise me because I know what this group is capable of. I felt it on the day, and after watching it back as well, the first 15 to 20 minutes were tough, and you'd expect that. You go away from home and they ask a lot of questions, they put us under pressure, and that's where I saw a lot of the honesty and digging in that I know this group are capable of. But particularly once we got the first goal and settled, we grew in confidence and showed some moments, still not anywhere near as many as I'd like, where we showed that quality on the ball that these players are capable of. The result only increases anticipation and expectation of Mill's next match against Coventry City at the Den next weekend. People will be realistic, said Edwards. That to go away and win 4-0, there were things in this game, like the timings of the goals and how clinical we were. I think people know it's not always like that. But in terms of having a few days, particularly with the international break, to go and enjoy it is important. I don't want to come and completely dampen people's spirits and kill the excitement because it has been a tough time after a strong start last season, albeit with disappointment on the final day. It had been a disappointing start to this season and a period of games without a win. So to get a win, a 4-0 away win, and play some stuff that people enjoyed watching, I definitely don't want to dampen excitement. And I would hope from a performance point of view that people would expect to see more of the same and even more of the good stuff that they liked. For sure, it's not always plain sailing. We know that. The moments in this game that don't always go your way, goals, can change games massively. We did see that with the timing of our first goal. It really settled us. And it won't always be like that. There were glimpses of what we want to be moving forward, and I hope people do get excited about having a team they enjoy watching. Well, yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Now, moving on to this, the first of the internationals of the international break. Not in the picture. Don't look in the picture because he's not there because he was a substitute. So this is England under-19s playing Romania on Wednesday evening. They beat them 6-0, and I think because it was Romania, one of the easiest of the 3 games they got this week, they decided to play the backups. So, England took the lead inside the first minute. Not bad. But where is Romain Esse? Well, you can see they changed the entire team. So the starting 11 is on top, and the substitutes. So what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3 players came on in the 71st minute, and the rest of the players you can see here at the bottom came on in the 60th minute, including Romain Esse, number 11, who came off of Dominic Ballard on the 60th minute. So he played about 30 minutes in a 6-0 win, and doesn't mention Esse in the match report, so don't know what happened. This game wasn't televised, and I don't think we have any highlights. So there you go. We just know he came on as a substitute, and that's it. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.